Call me the Harriet Tubman of modern day Harriet Tubman. How do you spell it? I don't know. We'll get a spell check as soon as I put it in. Oh yeah, Bing's not into history today. Harriet Tubman. This is what they used to call me in Tennessee or whatever when I was down there for 1 year or so. They called me Harriet Tubman. It was like this American slave hero, I guess, sort of slave story. I don't know if you. Some people see her as a hero or whatever. Some people don't. But she built that, or she was part of that Underground Railroad. It was a group of safe houses or whatever going up north, uh, uh, where they would house certain people that were traveling up north to get away from slavery. They would make sure they had like maybe like somewhere warm to sleep, maybe some food, things like that, and then they would make sure that they got up north to where it was just a little bit more allowing of their kind or whatever. And I kind of did the same thing or whatever. I went down south. I did the whole thing, and I headed on back up north to where I'm from. That is Canada. Uh, it's a great nation. We got a lot of open space, a lot of potential. Northern Ontario is looking very bright. There is a lot of open land to build, and we just need a lot of great minds and a lot of great inventors and a lot of great builders, a lot of great businessmen, a lot of great historians. The fur trade is really big here, not the slave trade. We were big into because we had a lot of native people, obviously, and we handled them a little bit differently. And what's it called? Like the whole native situations handled a little bit differently. But we have that Hudson Bay Company that that started from the fur trade or whatever. It's a big thing to look into. So Canada's always being big into trade and whatnot. And I've always been a fan of North American trade, actually world trade. You know, I was big into world trade. The United States used to be big into world trade until they had their trade centers obliterated by the Islamics. They used to have these buildings called the World Trade Centers. They were the United States. When I remember when I was a kid, used to be big into trade, and those World Trade Centers went down, and they had to adapt and whatnot. It was a disaster, that World Trade Center thing. Uh, Hungry, highly sexual Muslims took it down, kind of like they took down the plane industry. They destroyed the stock market at the time. They made American Airlines and a lot of that go under, and they're trying to do it again. And some people say, "Oh, the World Trade Center was an ugly building. They were ugly buildings, but those ugly buildings had a lot of purpose." And I'm just tired of all the getting hit, and bubbles popping, and all that shit. And I'm into growth. I'm not into death like some of them, and some of them are heavily into death. You have to really, I don't know.